Greetings adventurers, I'm Lauren Gaming and I'll be your guild advisor for this video. This time, I decided to make a general use record buster guide, as I am finding it redundant to continuously make a record buster guide for every new record buster when there are really minimal changes between them. For as long as record buster remains a boss fight against Ataru, I'll make this video as the go-to guide for record buster. For those who are uninitiated in the ways of record buster, it is a game mode found in Arena where you'll be able to start a fight against a boss. In this fight, you'll be scored according to level of difficulty, the amount of damage you do, and the number of turns your party stays alive, up to a maximum of 15 turns. The higher the difficulty you choose, the more damage the boss will deal to you. If you are new to Record Buster, try starting at level 2 difficulty and gauge your party's effectiveness from there. If you are finding it trivial to stay alive, bump up the fight. In Record Buster, there are 3 different types of rewards. With Score Reward, you'll be awarded Buster Medals depending on your top scores, with 300k points being the highest tier, giving you all the available Buster Medals. You can use these Buster Medals for crafting glorious anklets, which I'll explain later. Group Reward takes your top Record Buster score into account and compares it against the players in your group. A group is assigned randomly every Record Buster, so you could be in a group with a lot of high scoring players, or in a group with more lower scoring ones. It's really down to luck. Depending on your placement within the group at the end of the Record Buster period, you'll receive a reward of Hero Fauna, Buster Medals, and possibly CP gift items. For a rank reward, your top score is compared against all the players on the server, and you will receive a reward of Iris at the end of the Record Buster period. More ears for gacha rolls? Yes please! Let's talk about the actual mechanics of the fight itself. After choosing your difficulty, you'll end up using one of your 5 daily free attempts at Record Buster. You can refill these attempts with 10 Iris if you want, but I would advise against that for a reason I'll highlight later. As soon as the fight starts, take note of the boss's resistances. For the week of this video's Record Buster, the boss has a 50% resistance to magic, so using a physical team is recommended. There may be other weeks when he has a resistance to physical, making magic the recommended choice for that particular week. And other times, physical and magic will have the same effectiveness, so your decision for that scenario is whether or not your magic or physical team is stronger. And always remember that he'll be immune to ailments, so you can't rely on stunning or sealing him. Ataru's moveset consists of 4 different attacks. Blood Curl is simply a single target physical attack. Terror Fang is a single target physical attack that can inflict an ailment. For most weeks, this has been slow. Strike of Extermination is an AoE physical attack that can inflict a 30% endurance debuff that will last until the end of next turn. Fierce Charge of Mortality is an AoE physical attack that has a chance to inflict the week's ailment, Seal in the week of this video. And finally, his special attack. It's a hard-hitting AoE physical attack that inflicts your party with a 30% endurance debuff for the next 3 turns. This will happen after the ends of turns 4, 8, and 12. The specials used after turns 4 and 8 clear all your adventurer buffs, while turn 12 special hits harder than the previous 2. Remember, if you have buffs or debuffs that expire after turns 4, 8, or 12, they will not be active for the special. So, check your debuffs and buffs, and if there's 1 turn left on turn 4, 8, or 12, you'll need to reapply them if you want them active for the special. There is an excellent Record Buster guide on the Memoria Free subreddit made by user Zydico that documents Ataru's attack pattern across the 15 turns if you want to check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I will now go over some recommended adventurers and assist characters for both physical and magic teams. Remember that depending on the week and what the boss's resistances are, you'll want to prioritize one type of damage over the other. For physical attackers, you have Sparkle Princess Eyes with a consistently strong single target physical attack that is spammable due to her passive MP regen. She also sports an MP cure skill that can also cure her ailments. Supreme Rain Ataru has a decent mid-physical attack that can reduce the enemy's endurance, increasing the overall damage your party can inflict. Brave Swordsman Finn is one of the best single target physical attackers in the game. He'll be able to boost his strength by 75% with his low power skill, and then deal punishment with his hide and strike attack. Shizune Riku is another good single target adventurer, sporting a spammable single target move in Headwind. Your mileage may vary on his concentration skill though. It increases his crit rate by 50%, but that's a turn you're not attacking with him. If you have a double crit weapon for him and are using an assist character that buffs crit rate, you may be better off just using Headwind. Honor Secession Bell is another great physical attacker. He has a low power attack that increases his strength by 75% and a hard-hitting single target physical attack. Also, if you don't have another adventurer that can inflict a physical resistance debuff, you can take advantage of Bells. Anya is a great single target boss killer. This now clumsy waitress at the Hostess of Fertility used to be and still is a force to be reckoned with. Her spammable charge ground move packs a big punch with its high base power and temporary strength boost, along with a 20% physical resistance debuff that lasts one turn. Sorry guys, I just had to read it like that. If you are a newer player or don't have too many 4-star options, the 3-star Kino from the Kino collab event sports her own strength buff and a physical resistance debuff. The 3-star Shakti from the Grand Day Eve event has a strength boost, a strong high power physical attack, and an MP heal if you're running out of MP towards the end of the round. If you don't have these 3-star options, you'll have to make do with characters like 3-star Eyes, Tiona, and Tione in the meantime. For magic teams, there are a multitude of strong magic casters, but at the current moment, the optimal route to go, if you have the available units, is focusing on light magic. Elven Awakening Lafia has a very strong single target light magic attack, as well as a passive MP regen to help her continue using her skills without running out of MP. Lovely Travel Lily sports a very strong single target light magic attack to also decrease its magic resistance by 20%, increasing the damage that your magic team will do. Holy White Royal Reveria can buff your allies' magic by 45%, but also, one of her skills can decrease enemy light resistance by 25%. As you probably know, same type adventurer buffs and debuffs do not stack, but in the case of magic and specific element resistances, they can stack as long as one debuff is generic magic and the other is a specific element, like light magic. When you combine Lily and Reveria's debuffs, you reduce light magic resistance by 45%. This is the reason why light magic is currently the best element, because of the synergy that exists between these units. If units are introduced to our game that decrease element resistances like fire for Elf's Honor Lafia, or we see more thunder-based magic users to take advantage of characters like Cute Elf Filvis, then we'll see other elements get more play. Another good light magic unit is Maiden Filvis if you're missing the Elven Awakening Lafia or Lovely Travel Lily. The current 3-star magic options are very limited, with the 3-star event Filvis and the 3-star Lafia you can acquire from Lafia's episode being the only real options. Let's move on to characters that provide very useful debuffs. One of Best Girl's many forms, Disguised Gale Ryu, provides a 30% strength debuff, drastically reducing the amount of damage the boss can deal to you. If you have her, use her with a magic team. Honor Princess Eyes possesses 2 very good debuffing skills. She has a 30% strength debuff and also a 20% physical resistance debuff, helping your physical party deal more damage. She also sports her own low power attack that increases her strength by 75%, so she can do a decent amount of damage on her own, on top of her great debuff skills. 4-star Kino is a good option if you don't have Honor Princess Eyes, as she has a 20% strength debuff along with a high physical attack that crits very often. 4-star Tsubaki also has a 20% strength debuff if you lack Kino or Honor Princess Eyes. Her single target skill isn't too shabby either. If you lack the previous options, 4-star Samurai Kanoichi Mikoto and 3-star Mikoto possess strength debuffs as well, but you may find it more advantageous to use a different adventurer for more damage. Another 3-star debuffer is Osfi, who can reduce enemy physical and magic resistance. Let's move on to defensive characters. Will of Iron Oka is a great unit that provides a 20% endurance buff, reducing the damage you take, and his Spear of Absolute Bravery hits very hard when he has high health, because his skill's power scales with his health. You can either use a behemoth weapon form since it will increase his HP, or use a 30% crit character weapon for more crits with his attack skill. Almighty Fighter Osfi is one of the best defensive characters in the game. She reduces damage from attacks by 30% for 3 turns, and also has a very good heal skill that will also increase your counter rate. Your characters always have a chance to counter the boss after every attack that isn't a special. Getting those extra bits of damage in can increase your score. Bathroom Princess Eyes is a decent option for magic teams if you don't have other ways of reducing damage. Her Vetter Scrim is a 40% physical resistance buff that lasts 2 turns. You'll normally only use this for the boss's special since it's high in MP cost. Also note that she has a 20% magic resistance debuff skill as well. A good 3-star option for defense is Good Ol' Roll. He doesn't get enough love. He provides a solid 15% endurance and 20% guard rate buff that lasts 3 turns. His full swing attack also isn't too shabby. Furthermore, you might find some use at a heavy smash to reduce Atsuru's guard rate by 45%. It's very demoralizing to use your special and see that Ataru reduces its damage in half by guarding. Guard no more, Ataru! Let's go over healers. First of all, Fushikaten Chikasa is a solid character to use on physical teams, since she can heal as well as provide a 35% strength buff. However, since her strength buff won't stack with the ones that Honor Princess Eyes, Honor Secession Bell, and Brave Swordsman Finn provide for themselves, it may be better to choose a different healing option if you have one available, such as Osvi or Photo. Photo is a healer from the Kino's Journey collaboration event who is a very good strict healer. Her heal provides a guard rate buff, and if you want to take advantage of it fully, you can craft breastplate armors for additional guard rate, and also use the assist Filament Goddess Hestia, who provides guard rate as well. The combination of these three can help you get that lucky guard on that post turn 12 special, helping you live past it on harder difficulties. Best Girl, Gale Ryu, is a good healer to use on a magic team if you don't already have Holy White Royal Reveria on it, since Reveria would conflict at Ryu's buff, which provides 30% magic and agility. Ryu also sports a decent heal and a single target attack. 4-star Lily and Fells have good healing skills that also function as an ailment cure, getting rid of pesky ailments like seal and poison. Fells in particular also provides a 20% physical resistance buff and ailment resist buff. 4-star Reveria is also a good option since she has an endurance buff packed in with her heal. There aren't too many 3-star healing options, but you have 3-star Lily who has separate heal and ailment cure skills, and 3-star Reveria who has a 10% physical resistance buff skill and a heal skill. When making your team composition, pick either a physical or magic focus, and generally you'll want to pick 2 attackers in the front, along with a debuff or defensive character and a healer. Some characters can fulfill multiple roles, like Osvi who can heal and provide defense. Honor Princess Eyes is a good attacker with strong debuffs. The 4 characters you pick are the core of your team. The last 2 members will depend on whether or not you want to stack assist buffs or use the last 2 slots as backups in the case that your units die. I will go over the assist stacking strategy after I cover the recommended assist characters. For physical teams, you want to use part-time Hestia for her strength buff or T for her strength and crit rate buff. Which one you end up using will depend on who's limit broken more and whether or not you're using another assist for crit rate. Detective Anya reduces enemy physical resistance by 15%, 20% if plus 5. If you don't have Detective Anya, you can use 3-star Legendary Artisan Hephaestus for a 12% debuff, 15% if plus 5. For magic assist, Banquet Queen Freya provides a magic and agility buff, 10 and 8% at level 60, 15 and 10% at plus 5. Banquet Attire Hermes reduces enemy magic resistance by 15%, 20% at plus 5. 3-star Trickster Loki provides the same debuff but at 12% and 15% at plus 5. Let's go over some defensive assist options. Pure White Dress Seer provides an endurance buff to all allies, 15% level 60 and 20% at plus 5. Filament Goddess Hestia provides an 8% physical resistance and guard rate buff at level 60, 10% for both at plus 5. As I mentioned previously, she works great with Roll and Photo to stack guard rate. Artless Hephaestus provides a 12% physical resistance buff to all allies at level 60 and 15% at plus 5. Paradise Mood Hestia debuffs the enemy's strength by 15% to level 60 and 20% to plus 5. 3-star Mighty Elephant Ganesha is a good substitute, as he also provides a strength debuff, but it's 8% to level 60 and 10% to plus 5. As always, using either the HP regen 3-star Naza for physical teams, 3-star Miyok for magic teams, or 4-star Amid can be helpful, giving you the extra bit of HP at the end of turns to survive specials. Keep in mind that the upcoming Bunny Girl Hestia from the casino will also have an HP regen skill. Here are some extra assist options you may find useful. 3-star Scholar Aina will reduce enemy guard rate by 15%, 20% to plus 5. Reducing the rates at which the boss guards will increase your overall damage, so experiment with Aina if you find that he's guarding a lot of your attacks. Elf's Gift Aina provides a 15% crit buff to your team, or 20% to plus 5. If you don't have T, or want to crit more with your magic team, she's a considerable assist to experiment with. Sly Cat Chloe can nullify the first physical attack done to your party members, 2 attacks at plus 5. You may find it useful to stick her on a back unit in the case that your units die towards the end, like after the boss's post turn 12 special. Having Chloe makes it easier to survive to turn 15. Countess Seer provides decent strength and magic and a good amount of defense to the equipped character. Her assist skill increases the rate at which the equipped character charges the special arts bar. If you find that you are finishing Record Buster just short of a 4-charge special, you can experiment with Seer and see if you can pull off the special combo. Remember, it's recommended to use your special bar in a combo since it'll do increased damage. Now, let's go over what are possibly the most important assist characters, the ailment resistance characters. For Record Busters with Seal, use either 3-star Anya or 4-star Oni Demon Loki. They both give 75% Seer resistance at level 60 and a +5 100%, but Oni Demon Loki will also reduce the enemy's endurance and has the benefits of being a 4-star with higher base stats. For Stun, use 3-star Misha or All Abroad Hestia. Again, they both give 75 resist at level 60 and 100 at +5. Hestia provides an additional endurance debuff. For Charm, use 3-star Tipsy Dionysus or 4-star Utmost Beauty Freya. Again, they provide 75% resistance at 60 and 100 at +5. Freya has an additional endurance debuff. For Sleep, use 3-star Hermes or 4-star Beautiful Admirer Freya. Once again, they both provide 75% resistance at 60 and 100 at +5. Freya again has an additional endurance debuff. For Poison, we currently only have 3-star Amid as the assist option. She provides 75% poison resistance at level 60, 100 at +5. Previously, I mentioned there was a way to stack assist buffs. As you may or may not know, assist buffs and debuffs are applied permanently to enemies and allies on the field the turn the assist character enters the battle. So, if you have a 3-star Seer resistance Anya on one of your 4 front party members, the front 4 party members will receive that buff since they enter the battle at the same time. They will have the Seer resistance buff for the remainder of that fight. If one of those front units were to die, the units that come in afterwards do not get the buffs that the front party members had, even if some of the original front members are still out on the field. However, since the units that do come in have their own assist buffs or debuffs, those are applied on top of any existing buffs the frontline units still have. So it's possible for your frontline units to have up to 6 different assist buffs if your back 2 members have joined the front mid-fight. To purposely stack assist buffs and debuffs and gain the benefits of multiple assists for your core team of 4, you can use a character like 2-star or 3-star Oka and stick a useful assist on them. In this example, I'm using the Seer Resistance Anya. At the start of turn 1, the Seer Resistance is applied to the 4 front units. I then use 3-star Oka's cover skill, so all single target attacks are directed at him, guaranteeing his death and taking some damage off the other characters. 2-star and 3-star Oka both have this skill. When Oka dies, my 4-star Oka comes in, applying my assist Naz's HP regen to all the front units. Notice that my 4-star Oka does not have the Seer Resistance buff because he was not present on the field the turn my 3-star Oka entered the battle. This is why I equipped him with a glorious anklet that provides Seer Resistance. You don't necessarily have to use 2-star or 3-star Okas for this strategy. You can have 2 low-level 2-stars out on the field at the same time, and have them both die to the boss's AoE attack. If you're sticking an assist like Ganesha or Paradise Mood Hestia on the sacrificial characters, there's a chance that the boss's reduced strength can leave your characters to survive with a few HP. In the case that this happens, or if any unfortunate event happens due to a case of bad RNG, like the boss guarding your specials, or critting your characters, you can pause the DanMemo app mid-fight, close it, and then reload the game to restart the fight from the beginning, not wasting your 5 free tries a day. You are welcome to continuously do this restart method. Just remember, if you want to change your team comp, you'll need to finish the fight or retreat. For the assist stacking strategy, it's recommended to put any debuffing assist you may be using on your sacrificial characters. That way, the characters jumping in from the back won't be missing out on too many buffs. Remember to craft glorious anklets from your buster medals so you can put them on your backline characters if you're sticking an ailment resist assist on a sacrificial character. Other useful armors are the breastplate, which can provide 50% guard rate, great for pairing up with Filmic Goddess Hestia in either Photo or Raw. Swift armor can have 8% physical resistance for a more consistent source of damage reduction rather than relying on the chance of a guard from the breastplates. Remember, when using your special, it's recommended to stack them together since they'll do increased damage. I find the best times to use them are either on turn 12, if you fear that you'll die from a post-turn 12 special, or turn 15, if you have Countess Seer, that should be enough to give you the 4-charge special. If you're using Photo and plan on doing the 4-charge special on turn 15, make sure Photo is in the front of your party so she uses her special first. It debuffs the enemy's physical resistance and magic resistance by 30%. But remember, just do your best and take advantage of your 5 free tries a day, in addition to the ability to restart your app mid-fight to retry the fight with the same team and get a good Record Buster run. Don't forget to complete at least 1 Record Buster attempt a day for your 10 Ears mission reward. Hopefully, the information in this guide will be relevant for a long time. I am before the next Record Buster has a new boss, and I'll have to make a new ultimate guide. I think I just jinxed myself. Honestly, I wouldn't mind fighting a new enemy. We've done the same fight for like 7 Record Busters now. So, on the weeks of Record Buster featuring Otter, I'll be sure to highlight his ailments and resistances in my Discord, and possibly mention it in a video to keep you guys updated. In any case, I hope you guys will be able to continually reference this guide for future Record Busters. If you found this video helpful or informative, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. To stay updated on what I'm doing, follow me on Twitter and join my Discord for any questions and discussion. Continue enjoying your time adventuring in Mario and the Dungeon. This is Lauren Gaming, signing out.